Folks, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO, and I hope you guys are rocking 2016. It's the second day of the business week. I'm excited about that. February 4th and 5th, just a few weeks away, Newport Beach, California at the Radisson. We are going to be doing the first 2016 DS Edge Conference. It's limited seating, limited hotel rooms. I tell you what, though, they got a fantastic steak at that hotel. You don't want to miss that. But here's the deal. If you're looking to get into the home base arena, whether it's a party plan, network marketing, single level affiliate, anything like that, you need to be here to get all the information. If you've already launched your company, you're doing $500 million a year, you ought to be at this conference. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff that's going to happen inside this community in the next 4 years. It's going to be powerful. This is a election year. Things are changing. It's shifting. There's stuff you need to listen to. If you're a leader wondering, how can it be so hard to run one of these businesses? I challenge you to show up. You're going to get some interesting facts. It's going to be a great time. Go to dsedge.com. Get your ticket. It's going to be fun. Hey, over the weekend, the internet just lit up. My cell phone lit up. My messaging, Facebook, all of it. Jeunesse does $1 billion in sales. Fastest growing network marketing company to ever do this. First of all, they're not the first company, and they're not the fastest. At least not yet. Oh, wait a minute, Troy. They said they were. I saw a Google Hangout. I understand that. And I'm not knocking the excitement and the passion because the numbers look right. But anybody that's in accounting, anybody that's got a financial degree, an economic degree, is going to tell you that just because the business day ends and that upper number said, hey, we just hit the $1 billion mark, yeah, you can use that as marketing spend. But until you look at the chargebacks, the refunds, the returns, all that stuff, you don't know where your numbers are. And at the end of the day, folks, I know this might surprise some people, it's never about your upper number. It's always about, is the company growing? Is the net worth there? Is the stockholders' equity growing? Even in a private company. Those are important facts. I've seen companies, private and public, shooting through the top. We love to use that word, legacy and momentum. And a few years later, dead busted broke. XL Communications, second fastest growing company in America to hit $1 billion in revenues as of 2010. Microsoft was number 2. They were number 1, excuse me, on that. They did it in 8 years. Microsoft did it in 15. And in 2004, they were bankrupt, gone. Owner made $1 billion. To this day is a billionaire. He's out there raising horses. He's living his passion. A lot of people in that company made a lot of money. They helped a lot of people, but they don't exist anymore. Fast forward into the early 2000s, man, we're cranking, we're rolling. Look at this, Monavie. Oh my gosh, finally, Dallin Larson's going to do it. Whoo, up they go. Going to be the fastest. They're almost there, they're almost there. Last year, Jeunesse of all companies, bought them at a fire yard sale. Couldn't pay their debt. Got them for nothing. Those the only two? No. We've seen it all over the place. Companies almost hit $1 billion. Bam! Down. It's not about momentum. It's about the net worth. How are you changing lives? Just a couple years ago, Solvay, fastest company, hit 100,000 in customers. Oh my gosh, they're blowing through. Look where they're going. Look where they're going. Oh! Came out of bankruptcy and then had to close their doors. Couldn't pay their debt even after they came out of bankruptcy. So what is this that we're looking at? Well, we're looking at the fact, and the reason I'm going to rant on this is because we got regulatory spray all over the place right now. We got the FTC that just hit VEMA on income claims. We got Truth in Advertising filing all kinds of lawsuits at a federal and a state level against Jeunesse. We got all this other crap that's been going on, and yet we want to continue to hype. If we don't want the regulators, if we don't want the watchdog groups, if we don't want the advocate shareholders, if we don't want all the bloggers being haters, then we need to love ourselves better. And we need to stop overhyping this crap. It's not about your company hitting momentum. It's about sustainability. Shackley, first company in the history of America to be totally green. No emissions coming out of their home office, period. Before Al Gore ever invented global warming, global cooling, climate control, whatever the Sam Hill this stuff's called. and people are still buying their products. They're still making money because they live their purpose. That was part of the ethos of why that company was launched. Tupperware. Only company I know in direct sales that literally took their products off the store shelves, put them in the hands of that time in the 40s, moms, because most of the men were at war, and said, look, we can change your life. As a matter of fact, we're going to help you. We're going to give you an opportunity to sell them, but this is going to help you guys preserve your food better in the house, which means you can live on a little less money. And they did it, and they're still doing it to this day. See, when you look at companies that are on a mission, they don't care about momentum. They care about becoming iconic. Do you realize the only true iconic company, although Mary Kay is really close to this now, but the only true iconic company is Amway. When you look at Amway, just the word Amway is used in more movies, more books, more spoofs, more everything, positive and negative, than any other direct sales company. That's iconic. Whether you like them or hate them, they are a household word. And you know what? Their bottom line continues to grow. So before we go out there and overhype what this, hey, I'm excited if they hit $1 billion. That's not it. But at the end of the day, that's not going to help you sell a product. If a company hits momentum and their products suck, guess what? They're going to suck and they're going to disappear. It's about having something that makes a difference in people's lives. And from what I see, people like the Jeunesse products. So, I mean, they're making a difference in somebody's life. It's not just about the money. So stop pretending it's about the money. Because we're like church, okay? It's like religion. 3 churches, 3 different street corners. One of them's growing. Oh my gosh, the Lord must be blessing that church. Oh, these other 2 churches, man, they're dying. That church isn't growing. All these people just shifted over there because it was more fancy. It was pizzazz. Woo, this is great. Nobody was getting saved. Nobody extra. The sinners are still out partying. They ain't coming in the door. This is just a churning effect. If we're going to make it in direct sales, we better make a difference in people's lives. We better stop the overhyping, stop the crap. Let's start doing. Let's go back to the future when these old iconic companies like Shackley, like Amway, like Mary Kay were built because the founders empowered the people. I was talking to a businessman this week and he said, Troy, what do you think of Primerica? I said, man, I was there for a long time, still have their life insurance. Because one man said, I don't want to see middle America screwed by the insurance company. And today that company stagnated at 100,000 reps for the last 20 years, but yet they're the largest and most successful independent financial service company in America. And according to some stats, have created more 7, 6, 5, and 4-figure earners than any other company in America. So before we start looking at the hype, please analyze. Why are you even in this business? Because if you're just a professional salesperson and you've got no loyalty to the company, you're screwing more lives than you're helping. One thing I love about my friend Richard Brook, his company over there, Life Matters, isn't the fastest growing gym that's in this industry, but every year they tick up, they tick up, they tick up. And it's because their product is literally an example of what the founder and his team believe in. Healthy living. Life matters. That's what it takes. I've been a critic over the years of Visalis, but one of the things I love about them, here's this company, they're going for a bigger number than anybody. $1 billion just in North American sales. Woo! Boom, then they hit the top. Tipping point come down the other side. But because they never lost what their driving purpose was, they got a little distracted. But because they realized it fast enough, they stabilized. Ooh. They're selling products all over the place still. People breaking 6 figures because of product sales. Gym owners using it all over. And we're not getting into products. We're getting into the purpose behind. When you've got a driving purpose, it's never about momentum. You can get sidetracked with that. But as a field leader, you should never get sidetracked with that. Those are where company owners and the C-suite sometimes get screwed up. if you want to build something you can be proud of, then like my friend Jeff Welsh says, who's been a mentor to me, he says, Troy, top earners are loyal. They don't jump at the next shiny coin. They don't jump every time it gets a little hot. They love their product. They love their leaders. They believe in the outcome, and they stick. And that's why they make so much money. And sure enough, that's true. I started looking around. Found this company not too long ago. All they have is vegetables and fruits. Started looking at their founding rep. JR is what I'm going to call him. Boy's made a boatload of money. And how'd you do that? He goes, man, all we did was just help a lot of single moms out there trying to raise their kids. They wanted great vitamins, and we gave it to them. That's what it's about. So again, as I close this rant out, if you don't want regulators coming after us, if you don't want them talking bad about your company, if you don't want Tina coming after you, if you don't want Bill Ackman coming after you, if you don't want the FTC, the DEA, well, maybe not the DEA, the FDA, the SEC, if you don't want them coming after you, then do it right all the time. From the company down. Create a culture that is built on sustainability and making a difference in every person's life they come in contact with. Live life like it's an epic adventure. And listen, if you're in any type of business, then act like it.